The more observant among you might have realised that I now cannot put that in there, so I can't put that on there. So I did mess up slightly in that regard. Not to worry. Easy to solve. Oh no, wait, that's the inside. Because that's where those are. So it needs to go there. It has been a little bit of time since I recorded this first section, and you can see how that thread lock has sort of become a sort of plasticky substance, and it basically locks the thread, so it makes it difficult to take out. So that one was difficult to take out indeed. These other screws, which I haven't put in yet, I regret not putting in at the time when I did that, because now they're going to be difficult to do. Fortunately, I can make these mistakes so that you don't have to. There is actually a little bit of sort of plastic debris down here too. Did I get that right? Yes, so that is the side of the control panel. The control panel goes down this side, and this is the XY axis thing on that side. So the next thing is to make another one of these. Obviously it is slightly different, this one. We still need, so this one will be still two 440s and two 400s, so we'll just sort of line them up, make sure we get in the right lengths. Look how perfect fit that is. Nice fit, excellent. So that's what we need for that. Let's put this one to the side. It's not needed for now. And off we go again. Now I could sort of put all the slot nuts in now, but then as I try and move things around to get them in place, I'm bound to, you know, lose them. So I shan't do that. I wonder if this thing stays a liquid until pressure is applied. Because although the other ones were clearly dry, these ones are clearly not. Interesting. Okay, no. These are locked tight. So yeah, when you do assemble your own, do not do what I did. Assembling all the brackets together and then assembling them to the frame is not a good idea, because the Loctite dries before the screw is in the necessary position, so you don't get the benefits. I think you still get some of the benefit because it does obviously stay there. It's not gone, but definitely better to leave it till later. So which side are we doing here? So if you remember, as before, using an extra piece of 2020 to get it square. Yes, made that really easy. So this is probably a good way to start with this side. Let's do this top corner next. Same as before. Firstly, take up the slack and then loosen off slightly. Doing good. Now, As I already said, no extra slot nuts needed in this bottom bit. This is the sort of the front face, as it were, so there aren't too many things sort of around it. So we can just go ahead. Can we do what we did before? Yes, we can do what we did before, I think, just about. So again, oh, this is a good way to do it. Why did I not do this before? That's the perfect height. Cool. Definitely do that. Jesus, that's the best thing in the world. So before, when I was messing around with all these extra bits and stacking them up parallel, this side, the other side, the bits that make that section, are exactly the length from here to here. So no need to mess about, just use them. And it's all happy days from there. So what we're going to do is bring these angled sections just to the end here. And here. Oh, what am I doing? How's that happened? That to here, that to here. This is the part that's going in, so we just slide that on there. Slide on the other end, set it to the middle, push it in. So what we've got basically is that corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, and these alignment parts basically help you get it to the right size. Now it is a bit difficult to tighten it with this in here, but again, same tactic as before, slightly just take up this slack. Unfortunately, by breaking the thread lock that we just put in, because I let it dry, because I'm an idiot, because I didn't have enough time to do it when I first tried to do it. Some of them do not have enough on anyway. And thread lock this side as well. Right, now that we've got them mostly in place, well, this is great for setting a size. It does make it nearly impossible to actually tighten them in. What can we do? We can do this one here. By adding an extra bracket, it just gives us space to put the Allen key in to tighten. Again, trying to keep it all square as you tighten this down. You'll know you'll have done it right when this happens, because it's sort of quite difficult to get that now back in. Because obviously that space is exactly the same as this, which is exactly the right length that we need. Yay! Bit difficult to get them out. So that should be now our second side. Let's just make sure we have everything suitably tight. Probably a lot tighter than you can get it with the plastic ones. The plastic nuts is something that I started using with the original T-slot I got, because it was a 5mm slot, and the nuts to get the nuts from the same manufacturer was like 45p per nut. And I did not want to spend, I mean, while I was prototyping, I was going to have to get more nuts than I thought I would need because I'd be using them for funny things probably, and more or less, and then changing and ending up with this amount here. So I was looking at maybe 100 nuts, so £45 just on nuts. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. So like a set of 100 of these Chinese nuts and a whole new set of frame. This new set of frame was about £40 and a couple of quid on nuts. So again, about another £45, but that's the whole set rather than just some nuts. So, and plus everyone else is going to be probably using this 6mm slot stuff as well. So that's going to help as well. And I messed up again because I forgot to put this flipping... And now no one will ever realise that I forgot to put them in. Excellent. So we now have two sides, the front side and the back side. Well, the front and the back. And now we've got to fit the sides. So there's a lot of putting together at this point. If that's an allowable term, probably not. Doesn't really make sense, but there you go. Basically what we've got to do is put these in each of the corners. So like here, here, here and here, and then these up against each of those. This bit does take quite a while because there are a lot of screws. I've already done some, but those ones I did with Loctite, and now the Loctite's dried and I messed up. Regardless, when you do it, you won't have to make the silly mistakes that I've made. So there's one T-slot nut on this side, one T-slot nut, total of 2 on this side. So this is where the XY idler goes. This 2 is where the it comes across, and then this one and these 2 are the motor, stepper motor. And then that comes up here for the other side, but we don't need to worry about that immediately. No other T-slot, no other T-slots that go in there. So now we can start putting these in. One here. And take up the slack. Oh, see how tight these are? That's because of that Loctite. It's almost like they thought of the name to match the product. Follow that. So obviously these work in pairs to form the rest of the frame. I'm sure you worked that out already. You probably also noticed things that I've done wrong while putting this together. Hopefully I will realise before I think I'm finished.